Welcome to the Mike Litton Experience Podcast. Mike has over 31 years experience in real estate, finance, and investing. He's passionate about being a father, a teacher, a realtor, an investor, and a leader. Everyone has a story, and our passion is to help them tell it. And now, introducing the host of the Mike Litton Experience, Mike Litton.
So what is My Time? My Time is a set of experiences that have happened over my lifetime that I hope will be of value to you. Welcome to the Mike Litton Experience. This is My Time. So I lost 162 pounds. Yep, that's the story. So I, in my life, have always been a voracious eater. I've always eaten a lot. And I didn't always eat the best things. I grew up on a farm in Oklahoma, for those of you that have heard those other episodes. I grew up on a farm in Oklahoma, and I worked out in 100-degree heat that was 90+% humidity sometimes, and we worked physical labor. We worked really, really hard, and we needed to eat things that had, let's say, a lot of carbs, right? Like biscuits and gravy, that kind of thing, eggs, bacon, sausage, all that kind of thing, right? The stuff that you eat when you're growing up on a farm. The problem is, when I moved to the city and I wasn't doing that physical labor anymore, I would work out, but I didn't work out as much as I should. I ended up gaining a lot of weight. And when I turned 40, my metabolism went through the floor. And so one of the things that happened was I didn't stop eating. I actually got stressed and would eat my stress, right? I would eat comfort food to allay my stress, and I'd eat my emotions, I guess the best way to put it. And so it's not the best thing to do, but I ballooned to what I believe was over 400 pounds. For those of you that have seen videos of me back in 2011, 2012, when I was on television on Channel 8 here in San Diego, I'm pretty sure I was above 400 pounds. I weighed myself at one point. I had a scale at home that went to 350. That was the max. And for the better part of 2 years, when I would step on that scale, it would give me an error message because I weighed well over 350. I had a 50-inch waist, 50-inch waist. I like to joke that I had 7 chins, okay? I was really, really unhealthy. I was in a triple extra large t-shirt and it was tight. That was not good. I felt terrible. I felt awful. I was getting older and my metabolism was slowing down. I felt sluggish. I didn't have any energy. I slept a lot. I drank a lot of coffee. I drank a ton of Diet Cokes. And what happened was we owned the Keller Williams office in Escondido for 18 years. And I went one day to the office, and one of our agents, who I dearly love to this day, she's still a good friend of mine, pulls me aside. She says, "Mike, I see you with a can of Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi in your hand all the time." I drank 6 or 7 of them a day. And she said, "You know, my husband just went to the doctor, and his thyroid numbers were all over the place. They were all wacky and didn't look right. And the doctor said to him, "Do you drink Diet Cokes?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Stop doing that for 30 days. Come back and we'll reevaluate you." They did. They ran his numbers after 30 days of not drinking Diet Cokes, and they were normal. She said, "I think one of your problems is, besides the fact that you're really heavy, you're drinking Diet Cokes." I stopped drinking Diet Cokes and I lost 40 pounds. But the thing that really changed everything was I went to a basketball game that my son was playing in. He was in middle school at the time, and he was playing with his best friend that was on his team. His best friend's dad comes over and sits down during the game, and he says, "I've got good news." I said, "Okay." He says, "If you fall over dead tonight, I can resuscitate you. I watched a guy die on a racquetball court this morning, and I watched CPR be done, and they brought him back to life." And I'm like, "Great, what a terrific story," right? But it got my attention. It was effective because it got my attention. I walked out of that gymnasium convinced that I needed to make some changes. One of them was I stopped drinking Diet Cokes. Another one was I started moving more. I started physically moving more, going to the gym. I got on a treadmill, all those types of things, started walking more, that kind of thing. I also started cutting back. I stopped eating dessert with every meal. I stopped drinking so much coffee, the Diet Cokes, all that. I lost 104 pounds. And then this flu at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018 comes around, and I'm sitting in a plane, a Southwest Airlines jet, on the tarmac at Dallas Fort Worth Airport, and a 10-year-old girl vomits all over me. And I knew I was going to get this strain of the flu. I didn't have, I knew it. It was inevitable, right? I got it. And it was brutal. I was down 6 days straight with a fever. My fever finally breaks. I sit down on my computer to send an email or 2 emails, and my heart is just beating out of beating so fast, and I can't get it to slow down. So I end up driving myself to the emergency room. I get in there. They think I'm having a heart attack. They get me all strapped up, the whole thing. And they figure out that my blood sugar is 343. It's supposed to be between 70 and 90. I'm a full-blown type 2 diabetic. I'm 51 years old, the same exact age my dad was when he was diagnosed. So I go to the doctor I'm in the emergency room for 7 hours in the middle of a flu epidemic. If that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will. Next day I go to the doctor. I said, what do I need to do, Doc? She said, you need to lose weight. I said, Doc, I've lost 104 pounds. She goes, well, you need to lose more, and you need to do it now. So I lost 51 pounds in the next 90 days. I go back to her in April, 90 days later, and she says, well, congratulations, you cured yourself. You took your A1C from 8.2 to 5.5, which isn't diabetic anymore, and we want to hire you. You want to hire me? Doc, I've been in real estate most of my life. What are you going to hire me to do? She said, I've been talking to the higher ups in our medical group, and of the tens of thousands of patients we have, the vast majority of them, you're one of the only ones we can think of that after having the health care you had, 90 days later, they come back heavier. You're one of the only ones we can think of that came back actually losing weight and doing it naturally. And by the way, just so you know, all 162 pounds that I lost using a book written by Suzanne Somers called Eat Great, Lose Weight. Eat Great, Lose Weight by Suzanne Somers. I've told this story a lot, and I've sold a bunch of her books, but she deserves it. This woman was diagnosed with cancer and then went out and started researching how we digest food and how our bodies best digest food and best use it. And she figured out that you can't eat carbs and proteins together. Like you shouldn't eat meat and potatoes together in the same meal. So you've ever had steak and a baked potato and then felt afterwards like you needed to take a nap, it's because your body's battling to try to digest that food. So eat carbs separately, eat proteins separately. I basically ate proteins and vegetables the entire 90 days and lost 51 pounds. I lost a total of 162. I now have a 34-inch waist, okay? And I weigh a lot less than that 378 pounds that I weighed. I weighed myself because my home scale only went to 350. I found a cargo scale that they actually weigh engine blocks on, and I got on that scale to weigh myself one day. It was humiliating, but I did it. And I weighed 378 that day. Pretty sure I weighed over 400 pounds. I just can't document it for sure. But I lost 162 pounds documented. And you can too. You just have to decide that you want to stick around. You want to be here to see your kids grow up. You want to see your grandkids. You want to be here to enjoy your life with your spouse. This was the Mike Litton Experience. This was Mike time. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you on the next episode. Take care. We hope you enjoyed another episode of the Mike Litton Experience. If you did, do us a favor, smash that subscribe button, tell your friends, family, and coworkers about our program, and wherever you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating. It helps us to connect with quality people just like you.
And that's a wrap. Another episode of the Mike Litton Experience in the books. Reach out to Mike on Instagram at Litton Realty. Want to meet with Mike? Check out Calendly.com/Rio760.